Hello everyone, my name is Talha bin Hamid. I am the District Director of District 122 TC for 2021-22. Today I will share with you some of the tips and tricks about judging an international speech contest. Now, if you look at the ballot, content has 50 marks. Speech development, structure, organization, support material, then effectiveness, then speech value, physical, voice, manner, and appropriateness. These are the categories. But international speech contests can also be very subjective. I suggest that the bottom line that you should look for in an international speech is whether it is a well coordinated, well structured, well crafted speech, number one. Number two, whether its topic is appropriate to a general audience. Does it contain anything that is very specific and understandable by only a few people? And for that, I suggest that your yardstick should be what if this person was delivering the speech at World Championship of Public Speaking Finals? Would this speech be understandable? If the answer is yes, then of course the speech is appropriate to the audience. Achievement of purpose, interest, and reception. Now, this is very subjective. In an online setting, especially, what we usually say is that consider yourself an audience and put yourself in the shoes of an audience and see whether the audience is interested or not. Physical again becomes very subjective in an online setting. Some people sit, some people stand, some people stand this close, some people stand far. I think the only criteria should be whether the speaker is clear, whether they have gestures, they have body movement, they have facial expression, they have voice modulation, regardless of what posture they are using. Voice flexibility and volume is exactly the same across all formats, whether the voice is expressive and it is matching the speech. Now, this is something that we usually ignore. Whether the voice modulation is appropriate to the purpose of the speech. For example, if I talk about someone's death, my voice should not rise and I should not smile. If the speech is about a tragedy, it should naturally be subdued. It cannot contain the same level of voice modulation and vocal variety as a speech that has a different topic. So please take all that into account. That is very important because as judges, our duty is to send the best speech to the next stage. Correctness, grammar, pronunciation, word selection. In my opinion, we should reward good language. We should reward correct pronunciation. We should reward correct grammar. Not only correct, but good grammar, creative use of words. And we should also reward how closely the speaker's pronunciation resembles that of a native English speaker. Sometimes a word's meaning changes when you pronounce it differently. And I know that all of us have an accent. We are not native speakers. Some speakers have a very strong accent. And unfortunately, I believe they should be marked down in this area. It is their duty, their job to neutralize their strong accent. So that was my little guidance on international speech contest. Again, it is very tough. Sometimes the ballot is telling you a different story, and sometimes your heart is saying something else. Please don't go by your personal likes and dislikes. If you're interested in a topic, don't fall into the trap of scoring that particular topic highly. If you have a certain belief system and the speech is contradicting that belief system, please don't mark it down for that. Sometimes we project our personal biases onto the audience, and we should not be doing that. I know it's not easy to do. It is very difficult to do. But we have to do it if we have to send the best speech forward. So, just to recap, the speech should be well structured, like a Toastmaster speech should be, beginning, middle, and transitions. Speech should have vocal variety, voice modulation according to the topic of the speech. Speech should have good body movement, gestures. The speech should have good pronunciation, correct pronunciation, good usage of language. And last but not the least, the speech should have value. How do you define value? Some people define value as a speech having reams and reams of a long lesson. But no, an international speech should not be a lecture. It should have a moral, it should have a lesson, it should have a takeaway, it should even have a call to action. But it should not be delivered bluntly and heavy handedly. Have you heard those speeches which sound like they are essays written and then delivered like a speech? We should not reward that kind of speech. Our speaker should not be interested in displaying their intellect or their superiority of thought. They should be interested in connecting to the audience and passing a message to the audience and causing a change in the society, no matter how small. Ask yourself this at the end of the speech. Were my 5 to 7 minutes well spent? Did I learn something new? Did I have a different way of thinking after listening to the speech? Is this a speech likely to create a better world? If the answer is yes, then of course the speech had value. So, with that, I will take your leave and happy judging. Thank you so much.